Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Cedar podcast. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're having a good day, a good Wednesday. Today is the 5th episode. It is not the biggest milestone, but it is, in essence, a milestone. No matter how big or small, I'm going to celebrate these milestones. 5th episode, 10th episode, 20th, and so on. We're going to keep going strong. The Cedar podcast is going to hopefully reach 100 episodes, 500 episodes, 1,000 episodes. It doesn't matter. As long as we have content to talk about, it's going to keep going. But in today's episode, we're going to talk about transferable skills. Now, I have touched upon this topic in, I believe, the second episode, the personal development episode, or how to develop yourself. But I felt that it deserves an episode it deserves a whole episode. This topic, transferable skills. So, transferable skills, very important in today's rapidly changing world. We all need to have an understanding and some level of transferable skills. Now, in this episode, I'm going to go over about 6 to 7 skills that are among some of the most highly sought after transferable skills by people. They are not the best, quote unquote, but they are very, very helpful and you can use them anywhere. So that's what transferable skills are. In a nutshell, they are skills that you can transfer from one industry to another. You don't really have to go and sit down and learn about it, such as, for example, C++ programming. That needs some time for you to get good at it. Okay, it's not as easy as 1, 2, 3. But these transferable skills, you already have an understanding. If you went through university, through school, you have an understanding, you already have some level of those skills. I would highly recommend, if you're a student in school, university, whatever, to start working on them as soon as possible so you won't have to waste time later. Believe me, you will thank me later. If you think that it is a waste of time, well, it isn't. Don't underestimate the power of these transferable skills. Now, without further ado, let's get into the skills themselves. Number 1, organization. This is honestly one of the most important, maybe in my top 3 transferable skills list. It is that important. You can use it. Why is it so important? Well, you can use it anywhere. You can use organization in any aspect of your life, such as organizing your house, organizing your work desk, your workspace, organizing your office, organizing your social gatherings, setting up a Zoom meeting, setting up family gatherings. You can use it anywhere. Now, why should it be organized? Well, first of all, it helps you de-stress yourself, okay? There's a lot of information being thrown around these days, and people can get overwhelmed. People can get stressed out with all of the information coming in. So organizing everything, structuring everything, arranging everything, it helps you relax. It helps you have a peaceful state of mind. Okay, this peace of mind, it's crucial for your mental well-being in the future. Okay, so organization, that is number 1. Okay, one of the best transferable skills in my opinion. Number 2, presentation skills. Now, when I talk about presentation skills, I'm not just talking about you giving a presentation or whatever. Presentation skills are how you compose yourself. You appear professional. This helps you in your workspace, out and about in public. It's how you compose yourself with dignity, with professionalism. Your body language, your eye contact, how you move, how you walk. It's all about how you present yourself. So presentation skills, again, now if we're going to talk about it in the professional environment, these are very important because let's say you have a meeting and you are the financial manager and you have to present to your CEO the sales projections for the next 5 years for your company. Now your CEO, well, depending on how he or she will react, you want to be able to present the content in a very coherent manner. You want to present it in a way that is professional, but not too technical. You want to get straight to the point. So that's why you have to work on your presentation skills. It is a constant struggle. It is a consistent struggle for you to get better at it. You're going to keep striving. You cannot be a 100% master at presentation skills because you will, circumstances change, situations change. It's all about how you compose yourself, okay? Thirdly, public speaking. Now, this is the partner of presentation skills. Okay, you might be the best presenter, but if you don't know how to talk, if you don't know how to phrase your sentences correctly, well, then it might not work out for you. So, public speaking and presentation skills go hand in hand together. They are very important, not just in presentations, by the way. Again, public speaking and presentation skills are not just for academic presentations where you give a PowerPoint presentation with your group. No, they're important in speeches, meetings, maybe when you go meet with a client, you need to learn. Maybe you have to go give a demonstration for a client. You need to know how to talk to them. You have to do your research on the client. Maybe they are not very. Maybe they want to get straight to the point, and they don't want a lot of fluff in their presentations. So it's all about knowing who you're speaking to, knowing your audience. Again, presentation skills and public speaking, they go hand in hand. You need to know your audience. You need to know, let's say you are giving a presentation to a class of kindergartners. Well, you're not going to go and talk to them you're not going to go and appear very professional in front of them because they're still young. They don't really understand that sort of thing. You want to go and be fun. You want to be very, you're just gonna, it's, again, know your audience, okay? I'm not going to go into the details, but just know your audience when it comes to public speaking. That's the third one. Fourth transferable skill that I'm going to talk about is teamwork. Now, let's face it, you're going to have to work with people eventually. You can't be a lone wolf forever. People usually say that they don't like to work in teams, they prefer going it solo. That's fine, that's respectable. But you are going to have to work with people, at least, sometime down the road. So even if you're not a people person, you have to go with it, okay? Because you never know. Teamwork, let's say that you're working in a group, on a project, and one of those people is a person who you and them, both of you share interests. You have common interests, and you never know. You might have made a good friend in the future to depend on. So you'll develop long-lasting relationships with the people you're going to work for. It will help you. What am I trying to say here? Actually, I know what I'm trying to say. Yes, I just forgot. It's fine. Here's a good example. Back in university, this is actually very important. This is a good example. Back in university, I wasn't much of a people person. I used to prefer working alone. But then I couldn't escape it. The professor made us work in groups, so I had to go with it. I couldn't escape from it. And then I was put into a group with 4 people, and we didn't really talk to each other that much. We just delegated the parts, delegated who was going to do what, and then we just sent it all to the leader of the group, and then we decided, and that was what we were doing. But then I told myself, what kind of group is this? Are we a team? We're a team. We should be united in a common goal against a common enemy. In this case, the enemy being the big project, that we had to present, because people don't like to present a lot when they're in universities, but we had to do it because it was part of our grade. So what I came up with is I told my group, okay, you know what, guys? Here's what we're going to do. Let's go out for lunch together. Okay, so they were very shocked at first. They were probably thinking, wow, this guy wants us all to go have lunch together. Why did I do this? It's because as a team, you need to develop these relationships with your team members, because you are being put in a group not just for the sake of completing the project. You also want the professor is doing this because he or she wants you to develop relationships and make you better at teamwork. So the professor, they're doing you a favor. They're doing you a service. They're not doing you a disservice by making you work with people. So again, teamwork, honestly, I feel it is one of the most important skills, because it really shows that people are willing to work together to achieve a common goal. Because let's face it, we're not masters of everything. We're going to need help one day. And this is why you should focus on your teamwork skills. Now again, you can continue working solo, but if you are put into a group, don't complain about it. Just live with it. Okay? Just live with it. But anyways, that is the fourth transferable skill. Next, we have 2 and 1. Okay, so you can divide these into number 5 and 6. We have communication and listening. Okay? So communication skills. You need to know how to talk to people. You need to work on your tone. If you have an attitude, some people might not like that attitude. You need to know who you're talking to. This again relates back to public speaking and presentation skills. Know who you're talking to. Okay? And the same thing goes for listening. Now, you need to learn how to listen. Now, you'll be surprised you would be shocked actually to realize how many people don't do a good job at listening. Now, I'm ashamed of that. You're probably ashamed of that. We're all ashamed of doing it. So let's get better at listening more, shall we? Because let's face it, people love to talk. They love to talk about themselves. But they keep forgetting to listen. So again, this is one of those skills that you will keep on working on learning for years to come. Okay, listening is a skill. It's a skill that will take consistent training to become very good at it. Because don't forget, we're still learning every day. And this is what I like about these skills, because life is all about learning. We are still learning. Like people who are 60 years old right now, you might think that they are very wise people, but they are still learning every day. Okay, and maybe one of these skills that they're working on is listening. They might be the CEO of a company. They've been very successful, but they're very bad listeners. Okay? Everyone has these faults. So, communication and listening. Learn how to talk at the right time. Learn how to listen at the right time. Okay. And finally, this is going to be the last transferable skill, and it is basic computer skills or basic computer literacy. Okay? We are living in an information age, people. We all use technology. We all know that. Instead of calling it basic computer skills, we should start calling it basic tech skills, basic technology skills, because people nowadays use tablets, people use phones as computer screens. Computers could possibly become obsolete soon if you think about it, because look at your iPad right now. Like if you have an iPad or an iPhone, you can use it as a computer. Now, of course, it doesn't do certain functions, like you can't play Counter-Strike on a mobile. There are alternatives like PUBG, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Okay, but if you want to play, gaming is one of the things that you still can't do as well on a tablet or a phone than a computer. Gaming, I feel, is more of a PC/Mac/console thing. Okay? But maybe in the future, they will make tablets and phones. They will optimize them so that they can run these games. Games like World of Warcraft, it's a huge game, more than 90 GB. So imagine playing World of Warcraft or Counter-Strike Global Offensive on a mobile. That's crazy to think about. But yes, going back to the transferable skill itself, having some knowledge of using a computer. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that you should be a technical master, but you should just have some computer skills. You're learning how to use Word to write a document, to write a report, using Excel to create spreadsheets, using PowerPoint or Keynote to create presentations. You can go on Google right now, just look up basic computer skills or how to learn basic computer skills, and you'll find a ton of resources out there. Okay? So, to recap, the transferable skills that we talked about. Again, these are not the most important transferable skills. Folks, I need you to remember this. These are not the best. I'm just saying that these skills that I talked about could go on a top 15 transferable skills list. They are very important, but they are not the most important. So you have organization. That's number 1. Presentation skills. Public speaking is number 3. Teamwork, communication, listening, and basic computer skills/literacy. Okay? They are all important in their own ways. And by the way, there's more information. I didn't really say everything there is to say about each of these skills. I just tried to make it brief because, again, we're trying to keep these podcast episodes rather, under 20 minutes. I'm trying to keep them under 20 minutes. 20 minutes is the max, okay? And right now we're at 15 minutes, so it's time to wrap up the episode very soon. And that's exactly what I'm about to do. So I hope that this was a different podcast format. If you could tell, I went in a list format. So again, I'm just experimenting with some things, because these podcast episodes, again, I want them to be motivational. I want them to be a place where you come and you learn something. Okay, it's not just about being motivated; it's also about learning something new. Okay, so right now, or it could be some eye openers. So these skills I talked about right now, maybe you didn't really learn something new. Maybe you weren't motivated, but it opened your eyes. It was like a wake up call. Okay, so you were inspired to do something about it, which is I'm trying to help people. I just want to help people. I'm just a simple person looking to help people master simple things, I guess you can say it, or get better at these simple things. Because if you think about it, all of these skills I mentioned, they're very simple concepts. Organization, presentation, teamwork, listening, very simple stuff. But is it easy to master? No. They are easy to learn, very hard to master. Okay? And that's why it's very important to strive to get better at these skills. But anyways, I think I've gone on for long enough. I think that is it for this episode. I actually enjoyed. I'm actually looking forward to making more episodes. I have a lot of ideas. I have ideas for the next 3 episodes so far, and I'm really excited to continuously make these episodes on a weekly basis. I'm really enjoying it, and I hope you guys are too. It's all thanks to you, by the way, that I keep going. I'm really passionate about the whole podcast thing, and I'm going to, I think, start looking into these podcast hosting platforms. We're going to migrate over to those. I'm going to still upload to YouTube, but again, YouTube isn't really known for being a podcast hosting platform. I mean, you can still have a podcast on YouTube, but I want to go into a more specialized domain. So there's that. But anyways, I don't want to ramble on for too long, for any longer. Rather. So I'm just going to end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please take care of yourself, stay safe, and I will see you in the next episode. See ya.